Hello, everyone. This is Lance Brooks here. Hey, real quick. Um, Only probably be on 30 minutes. Let's try to keep it to 30 minutes. You know how I do. So let's try to keep it to 30 minutes. Okay. But what we're going to what I wanted to talk about tonight because um it got kind of mixed up today in a post about Judas. Now, Judas, I'll wait till everyone pop in. Hey, Lorna, how you doing? She said, Hey, Lance, Lorna, what are you doing? I thought you'd be in the bed. That's Lorna. She's over in the UK for the people over in the US. So she's 5 hours ahead. She's 5 hours in the future. So yeah, so that's where she's at. So yep. Um, so how you doing, Lorna? Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. And if you don't mind, when you get on, could you like and share the page? I really appreciate it. And this will be review for Lana because Lana, she's inside our group, the Jog Blog. If you guys want to know more about it, just DM me about this group. You know, it's a pretty cool group that we in. We cover a lot of the stuff, and basically they're winning over in there. It's a big group. A group is basically a family that we're coaching and we're growing together, and we're getting all the wins together at the same time. So. But this thing about Judas, right? The thing about Judas, I got a couple messages today about the question was, is Judas really a bad person? You know, that Judas in the Bible, you know, the one that betrayed Jesus and all that. What that has to do with you, and is he that person that you just like, oh, he's terrible? You know, they always say, oh, Judas, you know, you're a Judas. It's not a good compliment when someone calls you a Judas, right? Basically, you're a backstabber, you're a person that's treacherous, you betray a person and all this stuff, right? But it's some things about Judas that was has been taken in the wrong text, but we're gonna get it right today, right? Um, what Judas represents, and also all of us have that within us. Judas, all of us have Judas within us. So Judas is a discipline, actually, a discipline of the mind. We're going to get into that in a few minutes. Um, Thank you, Lana. Lana said, I have shared. Thank you, Lana. I really appreciate that. It helps me out a lot, and I really appreciate your support. Well, we'll let some people get in, but also, I wanted to share with you guys about this Gail. Gail is in the house. I seen Gail pop up on the screen. I'm looking on two different screens. You see my eyes moving back and forth. I'm looking on two different screens, so you gotta bear with me. So yeah, Judas represents, well, most people just think he represents just betrayal, is terrible, blah blah blah, right? Lorna Black should know what he represents. He represents a discipline of the mind that means to, hey, Gail, how are you? My UK family up in here. Good to see you, Gail Carr. Good Carr. Now, Gail, now, remember now, there's no takebacks. We're going to fly Falcons. When I come over there, we're going, I'm telling you, it's no takebacks. It's no takebacks with me. You said it, it's cemented in. So when everything lifts, I'm able to travel over there. I'm coming for you, full speed. Good to see you, darling. Good to see you guys. Guys are late too, you know. Okay, now Judas, let me ask you a question, Gail. Put Gail on the spot. Gail, when you hear the word Judas, especially like the Judas in the Bible, do you look at it as a good thing or bad thing? Is it a compliment or it's a negative? Just say good, bad. Put it down in the comment. Good or either bad. How do you see it? And we're gonna cover that. You know, don't worry about being wrong or nothing like that. It's just a question, just to see where you're at. Just, just to test the water, see where you're at. Um, where you at, Gail? Type it. It takes a minute probably to pop up on the screen. But most of the time we hear the word Judas. Gail says, he said, sat with a bird. He said, I sat with a bird on my arm while watching you. Oh, cool. That's nice. Now she's just showing off. That's cool though, Gail. That's wonderful, beautiful. I had to, I'm telling you, I'm gonna have you one. Gonna have to teach me the ropes. Um, so, Gail, what is it? Good or bad? When you hear the word Judas, when someone says there's a Judas in you, do you think that's negative, positive, good or bad? What do you think? And everyone that's watching this, I would like to see your comment. If you even if you're watching on the replay, is it a good or bad? Is it a compliment or a negative? It's a positive or a negative, good or bad. If someone says that to you, that hey, you're Judas, what does it mean? I had to pop on here to clear the air what Judas really is. Okay. All right. I'm waiting on for Gail. Um, what Judas really represent is a discipline of the mind up here. That's what he represents. It's 12 disciplines of the mind. They're the 12 disciples, by the way. Each disciple name means something. It's a different state. It's a different discipline. Gail says, Judas, I believe, has a purpose. Exactly. She said, I believe the universe, God made him do it to save everyone else. You're on point. You're on point. Okay, let's dig a little deeper, shall we? Since you guys up late, let's hurry up and get it over with. Okay, now remember this, Gail. I'm sure Lana, she already knows this. She's been through all the 12 disciples and she know what it means over in our group. And you're welcome to join if you like, Gail. Um, it's called the 12 disciples. They're really the 12 disciplines of the mind. The 12 disciplines of the mind, right? All of us have those inside of us. They have those disciplines of the mind. Now, what is the discipline of the mind that Judas represents? You have to have a Judas within you in order to make changes in your life. You have to have a Judas within you. What are you talking about, Lance? Let me explain it. Okay. All right. Judas represents the quality of the awakened man mind. When you realize that's a discipline of the mind, it wasn't just a person in history and all this stuff. He's a discipline of the mind. Judas is the part that when you have, in order to change, you have to betray yourself. You have to betray yourself. Yes, I said it right. Betray yourself. You have to do that. Now, that don't make any sense, right? Let me make it clear. Okay. You have to know that you have to die to your old self to become the new you. You know that you that probably was young and just did everything spontaneously, didn't never think and just did, do. Well, what happened to that person? You're not that same person no more. If you was careless and stuff like that, well, you start being more disciplined. You had to betray that person. You had to change that person. Judas represents the part inside of you that betrays. Let's say, for example, if you used to be a smoker, you used to smoke all the time. You used to smoke cigarettes or whatever the case. You used to be a smoker, right? Now we know that's not a good, healthy habit. Okay. So now you are a whatever, 5 pack a day smoker. Okay. Well, but you desiring to be smoke free. You desiring to be free of smoking. So you have one state that loves smoking. You have another state that want to be free of smoke, you know, don't want to have all of that on your lungs, right? So what does this state is totally different than this state. So what do you have to do? You have to pull a Judas. You have to betray the old you, the one that's smoking all the time. How do you do it? Sometimes you enter into different programs. You stop smoking. Maybe you have to get the little what's the little gum called nicotine, Nicorette or whatever, But what you're doing is betraying the old you. So the old can die and the new you can be born. That's what it is. So the old can die and the new you can be born. If you used to spend your money frivolously, every time you have money in your pocket, you spend it. You spend it. You never save anything. Okay. But you want to save. You want to save money. You want to build, a savings, have a nest egg or something like that. So what you got to do to the old you have to betray it. You have to pull a Judas. You have to walk in a Judas state and betray that old thinking, that old mentality. That's what the Judas is. Judas is the betrayer that's in all of us that betrays the old so the new can come. Because you can't be double-minded. You get nothing, right? It said the double-minded man get nothing. So you know you're gonna have to be one or the other. So the Judas comes and betray the one that you want to get rid of, so the new you can be born. So the new you. Out of all the disciples, Judas was the one that helped him with his destiny. Like Gail so eloquently put, she said, God made him so he can save everyone else. How did he do it? He betrayed him. He betrayed him. So this Judas is not a bad person. Anytime that you wanted to change your habit, change your way of living, change the way you were doing things in your life, you had to betray the old you, because the old you would have kept you going down that same railroad, going down that same track, just going down the same old track until you pull a Judas. You had to pull a Judas. You had to betray it. If you used to, run the streets all the time and do all kind of crazy stuff, you pull a Judas. Stop doing that stuff. Stop, living life so recklessly. You know, that's what Jesus represents. He represents the discipline of the mind that knows that the old has to die in order for the new to live. And how do you get rid of the old? You betray it. You stop doing the same things the old was doing. You betray it for something else. That's why it's good to have goals. If your goal is to be debt free and you're always spending money all the time, but you got to betray the one that's spending money all the time so you can build a nest egg, so you can be more, conscious, and more wise with your money, handling your money, right? So that's what Judas really represents. He's one of the discipline of the mind that represents that. Okay? He represents that discipline. Now, when you read about Judas carefully, it says that he hung himself. Now, don't do that. But it's an allegorical way that the writer, in the Bible was saying that he killed off the old him. He had to get rid of that person. You have to get rid of that person that's always thinking negative. That's why nothing never positive happened to you. Always worrying all the time about everything. You have to betray that person. What would it be like to not always worry all the time, not always be so negative? Always think positive first instead of negative first, right? You think you're saving yourself by thinking negative first. So I'm cautious, but really you're holding yourself back from things, right? So that Judas betrays it. It gets rid of it, right? Now in the Bible, Judas, he hung himself. And then he was found with his guts open, right? What does that mean? What that has to do with you? What it really means is when he was found with his guts open, once you, like, for example, if you was a chronic smoker, you used to smoke all the time, but you wanted to quit smoking. So you betrayed yourself. You quit smoking. The old you was a smoker. You quit smoking, right? Okay. Next thing what you do is that once you get past that smoking habit and now you 5 years smoke free, you're not a smoker anymore, something like that. What are you gonna do? You're gonna tell someone about it. You're gonna tell people that, hey, I used to be a smoker for 20 years and I got rid of it. I'm not a smoker. I've been smoke free for 5 years or 10 years, whatever the case, right? You're gonna tell everybody about it. That's what it means by spilling his guts. His guts was open. You're gonna tell everybody. You're gonna spill your guts. You're gonna tell everybody. This is how you do it. This is how you get rid of, that smoking habit, right? So you can live an extra quality life, a more healthier life, right? So that's what it means. You have to betray the old so the new can be born. And hopefully that new is a positive one. But you have to betray the old thinking, the old mentality. So that's why it's a discipline of the mind. It's a discipline. It's one of the 12 disciples. This is a discipline of the mind. The other 12 represent something else. The other, 11, they represent something else. Judas is the final one that betrays the old so the new can live. That's what Judas is. So he's more than just this villain, in that Bible. But what he really is a discipline, that you have to be disciplined enough to say, I cannot do this and have that. I cannot have smoke-free lungs and I'm constantly smoking 5 packs a day. I cannot spend my money frivolously all the time and expect to save something, expect to have a nest egg, expect to have some money to be able to invest in when I'm constantly spending it on, ridiculous stuff all the time, right? So that's what the discipline of the mind of Judas represents. That makes sense, right? I didn't mean to stay on long, but I wanted to make it super clear. And if you guys wanted to share this page, please share it, so I can see your comment. And also, if you have any other comment, I would like to see it, nice comments. Like to see it. And but that's what the discipline of the mind of Judas is in. Now, over in the Jog Vlog group, and I can put a link up here in the comment. But if you guys are interested in joining, they know the whole 12. We spent 2 weeks covering every single discipline of the mind. Lorna Black is one of the ones that's in the group. Um, it's a group that we started back in August, back in August, first part of August, and we have seen a lot of wins, a lot of magic happen because we're willing universal laws. We're willing that. You're learning the law of assumption, the law of attraction, how to be able to channel that inside of you, all of that stuff inside of you. And what we're using is that book, that basic instructions before leaving Earth, that book called the Bible, right? It's more than what we thought it was. We know more than what we thought it was. They learned who Barabbas really is because all of us have that inside of us. And most of us are choosing Barabbas over Christ. Just saying. I know it sounds crazy, but Lorna Black, she know what it means. All of this stuff that's in this Bible is an allegory, and it points back at you. It points right back at you to let you know that it's more than what you think it is. Let me give you one more disciple, the one of my favorite. His name is Thaddeus. Thaddeus is barely spoken in the Bible, but he represents a discipline of the mind as well. Thaddeus is the discipline of the mind of praise, of thanksgiving, of gratitude. In order to be able to put yourself in a receiving position, you have to be thankful for it already given to you. You have to be thankful for it already given to you, right? And you walk with gratitude. You walk with praise. I'm happy at the fact that things are working my way. Something great is happening for me every day. You walk in that state of mind and you're walking in a state of Thaddeus. Thaddeus represents praise, thanksgiving, gratitude. He represents that discipline of the mind that understands when you put the praises up, the blessings come down. When you walk in a state of mind that you're always grateful, you're operating on a higher vibration, then you're attracting higher things in your life, right? You're in a state of assumption, the law of assumption, assuming that things are already as you have desired it to be. We have exercised that inside of our group. And I'll put the link in here, but we have exercised that in our group, in the private group, the Jog Vlog, and the people have actually seen it happen before their very eyes. Just being in a state of gratitude. In fact, last week, no, this week, no, last week, it was someone in the group that she ended up getting a business partner that can partner with her and this and that. Just walking in a state of just being grateful, just being grateful. Grateful that if this person is already here, I already have this person, I already have a business partner. Didn't know the person. I already have it. I'm walking in that state of mind that is mine now. And then the universe responds. In other words, God responds. And boom, it showed up. It showed up. And she's so grateful and happy and she deserved it. That's another discipline of the mind. And that is Thaddeus. Thaddeus represents that discipline of the mind that walks in the state of thanksgiving. You're thankful for something already given to you before you even have it in your hand. You're already thankful for it, right? That's what Thaddeus represents. He represents praise. He represents gratitude. Now you're looking at it different. Like, what does the other disciples represent? These are the disciplines of the mind. That's why you have to discipline those disciples. You have to discipline that. Everybody have that inside of them, but you have to discipline it. When you discipline it, that's when the magic starts happening. Things start showing up in your life unexplained. Healing showing up. In fact, one person in the group messaged me today and said, man, the healing is showing up and all this stuff. That's that discipline of the mind that everyone have, but you have to use it. You have to wake up to the idea that these are just not people, that's on these paintings behind this table, but that actually points back at you and represents a discipline of the mind. Okay. I hope that helped. I hope everybody able to understand that. And if you need more, you want to learn more about it, you want to join the group, or you may want a private session. Say, hey, Land, this is my goal, and this is what I need help with going towards. Completing my goal for 2021. Just DM me. Just DM me. We can book a private session or something like that. But if you want to join the group, I'll put the link in, and it's only $1 a day. It's like $1 a day, US American dollar a day. So it add up to be, it's a subscription. So it add up to be $30 a month. $30 a month. And Lorna will be the first to tell you. Anyone that's in the group will be the first to tell you it's way worth it, because they're winning. They're winning stuff that's happening that they've been wrestling with for a long time, and all of a sudden they apply the tools, and it's a lot of tools on there. It's awesome. Over there, you get to see the replays all the way back to October. You get to see those replays and apply those tools and see it happen right before your eyes. See it happen right before your eyes. Okay. So, guys, that's all I have. I just wanted to get clear on what Judas really represents. He represents a discipline of the mind, and then give you more value than what you expected. So we mentioned Thaddeus. So you have 2 out of the 10 right there. But it's a whole lot more than what this book that they taught us, about the Bible. It's not religion. In fact, Jesus never subscribed to a religion. So it's not religion. It's a lessons that are in a story format. That's why it says biblical instructions before leaving earth. And in fact, it's basic instructions. It's instructions. And we're winning over there. So, guys, if you want to learn more, just send me a DM, and I can send you the link, and you can just look at it for yourself, or someone that wants to see it. Please share this live or the replay. Share it in your groups. Maybe someone that wants to see it and be a part of it. Maybe a blessing to them. Okay. So, guys, have a beautiful, beautiful afternoon. And after all, it's the new moon today. It's the new moon. And if you know about the new moon, hey, you better use that energy. Okay. The people over in the next level know what I mean. Lana says, worth every penny. Lance give amazing insights. Try it. He said, try it. You'll love the group. Oh, yeah. We got a tight and wonderful group. It's our family. Exactly, Lana. Thank you so much. And thank you for staying up too. These people are over in the UK, 5 hours ahead of us on the East Coast in the US, and they already, invested in, So, and giving their time, and I really appreciate it. Guys, live life on fire. Gail, we're gonna fly some Falcons, you know. Um, but guys, live life on fire. Make 2021 your year. We say that all the time, but this time make it your year. Invest in yourself. We invest in clothes, we invest in shoes, we invest in stuff, and you got plenty of shoes, you got plenty of clothes, you got plenty of this and that. But we don't invest in the very thing that makes it all work up here, ourselves. We don't invest in ourselves, but we invest in the stuff outside of ourselves that we have to constantly replenish and replenish and replenish. But when you invest in yourself, once you got it, you got it. And then you can pass it down to your family. Just saying, So, guys, live life on fire. Consider that thought. All right. Have a beautiful night. Bye bye. And thanks again, Lana and Gail, for staying up over there in the UK. I really appreciate it. All right. Bye bye.